Hi everyone, this is Samit here. I'm back with you and I'm going to talk about the coronavirus and the impact it will have on the global economy. So I've got this really interesting report that I have been reading, and this report really talks about the outbreak and the economic effect of it. Uh, so let me first summarize it. So in summary, we're looking at an economic slowdown globally, and outcome of it will be that it will do India will do very well compared to some of its peers. Uh, Now, if we go down into the details of this, so first as a disclaimer, I'm talking about the Frost and Sullivan report on the coronavirus. It has been published on the 20th February 2020. Now, the question is that this report was published before the Italian outbreak, Italian and maybe the intensifying of the Iranian outbreak, and we don't know what will happen in India. But at least from the virus standpoint, it doesn't seem to be causing that much damage. Now, having said that, why would a virus cause this damage? So the first thing is that the global, there are these global trade cycles, and every country is linked with the other. Take for instance pharmaceuticals. So Indians manufacture a lot of medicines. A lot of it uses raw material from China. The government is now looking to replace the Chinese suppliers with some others. Now that can have a supply impact because maybe the other suppliers cannot fulfill all the requirements that the Indians have. The other can be that there could be a price hike. So you get the supplies, but you get them at a higher price, or there's a delay. So you're looking at production cuts, you're looking at price escalation. In some areas, you see a price slowdown or deflation. For instance, on the petrol, you could see a certain reduction in the prices, or at least a stability of it, because the OPEC members are very they collude and kind of cut the production, the price falls. So, but still, you will not have an escalating petrol price. Now, coming to the report, they have talked about how the global rate of growth could go down to as low as 1%. Now, I'm not going to be exact, but I'll give you a broad picture. So, in dollar terms, the world economy is around $80 trillion, of which US accounts for 20 trillion, China for anything between 12 and 14, India for around 3. So, which means that if you have 1% growth, you're looking at $800 billion of extra GDP in the year for the whole world. So you're going from 80 to 80.8. Now, which means this 800 billion is the new product and services that have come into the global market. Now, how does that compare to the previous year? We are coming down from a bit of a high. So we are coming. So there have been times when we've grown at 3%, 3.5%, which means you've added approximately $2 trillion worth of goods and services in the year. Now you're looking at 800 billion. So that's a drop of about $1.5 trillion. India is right now growing normally at 10%, but in terms of goods and services, around say 5%. 5% of 3 trillion works out to be around $150 billion. So you're looking at India contributing 150 out of 800 for the world economy. Now, if you looked at the previous year, when you had $2.5 trillion growth, India was contributing maybe 200 billion, but as a proportion, we were contributing 7 8 to 10%, and now we are going to contribute 15%, even though we are actually contributing in dollar terms a little lesser. What this means is that the economy of India will look a little more rosy because the others are so unrosy. So they're really struggling. And I really doubt these reports because if we do a back of the envelope calculation, that's too bad. So let's assume Chinese economy is a $12 trillion economy. So which means the Chinese produce $1 trillion worth of goods and services in 1 month. This outbreak really came out around 15th of January. Between 15th of January to 15th of March, it is a good estimate to assume that the production has been cut back by at least 30 to 40%. So you're looking at, in just 2 months, we're looking at something like $700 billion loss in terms of production. So if we were to extrapolate that for the next 2 months at an ever reducing rate, and this is the best scenario this report gives, that the 3 scenarios are that okay, the virus will be contained from here on, and some countries will get affected, but basically by end of March everything slowly comes back. So if you went by that, even if you went by that, you're looking at a $1.5 trillion hit for the Chinese economy. Can they make it up in the rest of the year? Chinese can do anything. But the problem with this is that even though the Chinese have released a lot of funds into the market, so they're giving these soft loans to entrepreneurs and so on, the problem happens that a lot of the jobs have been lost, a lot of manufacturing units have shut down, and the people who were demanding those goods have gone elsewhere, or they themselves have shut down. So it has a cascading effect. So I don't expect the $1.5 trillion hole to be filled up so easily. You could fill up $200, $300, $400 billion, and the last I heard, they have released around $174 billion, so which would tell me that as well as my calculations go, they are all right. And this is on the optimistic scenario. So what happens if the optimistic scenario doesn't come through? What happens if China struggles with this virus for the next 3 more months? So then the global economy takes a further downturn. So more or less 2020 is going to be a tough year in terms of economic growth, and it will be difficult. The year will see some traction in metals and so on. That's based on some astrological analysis. I'm not going into details, but I'm just telling you the headline. Now, having said that, what would happen if India grows at the same rate? So you got India growing at 5%, which is a $150 billion growth, of which I think India is injecting maybe 1 to 2% in terms of government spending. So rest of it is growth of just productivity growth and population. So I see that Indian imports could continue to fall, especially with a depressed petrol price. And remember, of the import basket that India has, for every 100 rupees India purchases something, around 25% is the crude oil. So back of the envelope calculation would be $600 billion worth of imports, of which $150 billion are crude oil. Now, what if the prices are depressed? So if the prices are depressed, you're going to get the same crude, and remember, you're growing slower at 5%, and you're coming out with BS6, which is the cleaner version of petrol, so that should get your mileage up. say we cut down our consumption to 130. So that's $20 billion saved. And if you saved another 20, 30 here and there, you're looking at $50 billion that you got less in terms of imports. If you get a similar amount of an uptick on the export side, then you're looking at basically removing or neutralizing your trade deficit. Now, getting your exports up is the big problem, because obviously the demand across the world is depressed. So I would be a little wary of saying anything more. But even if India does badly on the exports, because of the bad performance of imports, the trade balance will not go worse. And remember, we are not even factoring in the interest rates and exchange rates and so on. The other thing this report talks about is the slowing down of the US economy. So the US economy is also coming down, and it's at one point it was growing at more than 2.5%, and now it's expected to grow at 2%. That's very good news for Trump, but it's not going to set the world alight. Obviously, what they're talking about is you've got to scale back some of the discretionary spending to control some of the scale backs that you're doing in terms of manufacturing. It also talks about supply chain diversification and also being prepared for the slowdown. More or less, there are some other interesting impacts that they've talked about in terms of each sectoral impact. But I think all in all, it's not a very high-growing economic cycle. Countries are becoming more protectionist, and you're getting a hit on the trade at that point of time. So you're looking at more for domestic sources of growth, and obviously productivity could be one. So technology becomes very important. So things like the rollout of 5G and so on is very important. Obviously for India or the Indian economy, the NPA cleanup is critical, and whether the credit cycle picks up, if the credit uptick is good. We already see some uptick in auto sales. So I heard the chairman of the Mahindra Group, Anand Mahindra, saying that he's seeing some revival of demand from the rural consumers in terms of autos. So that should show some uptick in the villages or the rural areas, and that could be linked to them getting some incomes from the Rabi crop. So if that continues, if the domestic revival happens in India, then 5% is not a problem, because we're not that interlinked with the global economy, and therefore we could survive. So 2020 will really be about survival or just holding on to your economy. You can do as well as you did last year. You're doing great. How these things evolve in the next few weeks, we'll keep a track on it. And I'll come back and review this whole report in more detail. But I wanted to give you a flavor of what this is about. Thank you.